I would have known this one fact about the human body at the age of 30 before I jumped into a round of IVF after 3 years of unexplained infertility, I could have saved myself 5 years, a truckload of money, failed IVFs, and miscarriages. I was dealing with a cellular health issue stemming from poor gut health. I had chronic IBS and all the symptoms of quote-unquote leaky gut, and the doctors just didn't link it to fertility issues because in their books, your fertility is separate to the rest of your body, which makes no sense at all. I really feel like we need to bring common sense back to the scientific community. After a shambles of an IVF, which exposed low egg quality, so I was now not unexplained, I had low egg quality, and I couldn't do anything about it because for some reason your ovaries are in this like protective shell, and the only thing that influences your eggs is your age, which once again makes no sense at all. So because their best advice was just try IVF again and see if it works, we were literally forced to seek other options. And holistically, the options were change my diet and slow down. And I did. And I saw amazing results in all areas of my life. My brain fog, my moods, my digestion, my periods got healthier, but I still wasn't getting pregnant. So I did another round of IVF, and I intuitively knew that I had an autoimmune issue, even though I was not presenting any symptoms. Now they might include never seeing a positive pregnancy test for like almost 5 years in the symptoms of autoimmune. But in my day, you had to be having reoccurring miscarriages for an autoimmune issue. Look, my autoimmune issue was so silent. I wasn't presenting with anything like thyroid or Crohn's or anything like that, any kind of labeled autoimmune. But it was so bad that I wasn't even getting pregnant. I got talked out of the testing and just did another round of IVF, and it failed. We demanded the testing, and there it was. Even after a year of being perfect, I still had high natural killer cells that were impacting cellular health, egg quality, not as much as the first IVF because we got 5 embryos this time around, and implantation. So I went back and dug a little bit deeper and focused on healing the gut, eliminating foods that I was personally intolerant to, bringing in healing foods, including liver and bone broth. And we used medical assistance along that because we had embryos on ice. Their answer to the problem was immune suppressing drugs. And both things were working. I finally got pregnant, but I had a missed miscarriage, and then took some more time off, had an IVF baby, went back for the 2 remaining embryos. I got pregnant with twins, and that ended in an early miscarriage as well. 2 months later, at the age of 36, mind you, the experts tell you that your age is the only factor, right? So we're 8 years into this journey, and at the age of 36, I got pregnant naturally. With all the success that I have seen through my fertility journey and now through motherhood, because I was curious enough to explore a different route. Alongside medical assistance, they can coexist, but there are risks and disadvantages when you continue on the medical side without fixing your cellular health problem. Start studying epigenetics. That's completely what changed my view on being able to stick with the holistic stuff when it was quote-unquote not working. The way I view fertility is so radically different to modern medicine because I'm not just focusing on lady bits. If I would have done that in my journey, I would have remember, your egg is one of the biggest cells in your body. And common sense tells us it lives in an ecosystem. Your ovaries are literally connected through your endocrine system. That starts in your brain. Your gut is the master controller of all the nutrients your whole body needs. Continued my journey in health, I realized that doing the physical things only get you so far. Your energy and your emotions will eventually catch up with you, especially in motherhood. And so that's why I teach radical honesty, discernment, intuition, physical, emotional, and frequency, because when you continue to move through this journey, you do not want to hit the walls that I hit at various levels. But sometimes that's just the journey, and you can only see, hear, and feel what you're willing to change and accept.